Hi Taurus, welcome to your weekly reading for October 16th through October 22nd. Now, last week, which is actually while I'm recording this, we definitely saw the power of Pluto turning direct collectively. And the new moon solar eclipse in Libra hopefully is going to center us back collectively for balance and again, all of us shining our light, liberating ourselves from that Capricorn paradigm. So, you know, Taurus, you're loving, you're grounded in the earth. Make sure you keep your vibration high. Also to, you know, nurture your emotional emotional well-being. Okay, so allow the water to nurture the ground and keep this energy of the Queen of Wands, all right, that balance of the fire and the water together, because collectively we really need to rise above the chaos in a sense of still hoping, you know, harming on helping all is how it shall be, you know. And that can be hard if you are too focused on what is happening globally. So the more you can focus again on the Empress and that nurturing mother energy of appreciation and abundance and putting those intentions out there. So when you do feel like you are powerless in, you know, global events, the one thing you can do is take time to put out those intentions, okay, for everybody, not just ourselves, but for everybody. But there really is some sort of spark in your confidence, which is amazing because you deserve it. I think your last week's reading actually was related to that. And, you know, really seeing that love, that Taurus love being reflected back to you. And again, a reminder that a lot of that comes when we do our shadow work. So if there's things that you've faced last week that really allowed you to really identify your shadow in ways that you thought, you know, maybe were put to rest and then you realized they weren't. I really think that you made the right choice there and that you're facing them. And again, if you notice your shadow coming back up, you know, trying to keep you safe and what you know and the patterns that you're used to. I linked in every September video last month, that shadow work journal regarding the writing prompts that help you do that shadow work. So please take a look if you haven't. But yeah, like this connection to this nurturing, loving energy and the power of it, you know, is really connected to Taurus liberating themselves and entering that judgment era, okay? Yeah, definitely keep your vibration high. Yeah, Pluto turning direct, we're definitely seeing that. We're definitely seeing the energy. So as much as you can stay off social media, stay off social media. As one of my favorite astrologers, Pam Gregory, says, stay on your eagle's perch. It's so important during times like this. It can be hard. That's for darn sure. Okay. So let us see what we got going on here. Yeah, and that's another thing that the tarot just said, like, is a choice of what we see, right? So it's not that we want to ignore what's going on collectively, right? You have to look at it. But what we put our focus on, you know, are we focusing on that old Capricorn paradigm crumbling, or are we focusing on the judgment arrow, the age of Aquarius? Okay, so where you put your focus, it's when you focus on this and allow it to trickle into, you know, our 3D world, the better off we'll all be, okay? So you don't want to ignore what's happening in the world, but when those thoughts pop up, think about what we all want collectively for everybody. Food, water, shelter, clothing, everybody being provided for, right? And we can attain that. Especially, like, again, the collapse of that Capricorn. We can't do it in the Capricorn paradigm. It's not constructed to do that. But that doesn't mean it can't be done. Okay, so let's see what we got for Taurus for October 16th through the 22nd, 2023. Oh, well, there's your shadow. Okay. Okay, so the energy from last week into this week is the devil, and this is pretty strong energy. Again, this is your shadow side. So there was something last week where you had to face your shadow. However, given the card this week, I really think you were able to, use the power of alchemy and transform that energy. So a reminder, your shadow is just a part of who you are, okay? It's a part of our human psyche from childhood development. It's nothing to be feared. Once we face it, identify it, we can tell that inner child, hey, it's okay, we're safe. You can turn around. It's just you, right? So reminder too, though, that the devil is ruled by Capricorn. And that Capricorn paradigm crumbling. Intuitively, what I'm getting is, and I said this in Aries also, collectively, we're facing our shadow. So all of, and I didn't really think about it necessarily collectively until the events that are happening. But collectively, our shadow, our global shadow is showing itself, okay? And unfortunately, we're seeing the effects of that. So again, we can't just ignore our shadow, right? Because it just grows. We can't fear our shadow because it just grows. So we have to bring in understanding the nature of appearances. So if you happen to be on social media, there's a lot of lines being drawn in the sand, okay? But that is part of our global collective shadow that is showing right now. So the more you can personally do shadow work, the more it benefits to the collective. Because think of, like, if we're all collectively doing shadow work and then we can show that, to the collective in a sense, it helps lessen that shadow's energy. Also too, like, I never really thought about this, but like, even having the idea of doing collective shadow work, you know what I mean? Like going through history and seeing the lessons and seeing the shadow and why this shadow is here, identifying it and releasing it, you know what I mean? So just something that popped in my Gemini rising and moon head. So this week's energy is the King of Wands, all right? I think because of what we did with what we faced with our shadow, again, I think this is personally and collectively, there's a huge spark igniting you and reminding you that, you got to get out there and do it, okay? You only have one life, nothing ventured by nothing, or with nothing ventured, nothing is gained, okay? Luck is on your side, but that fire is really igniting in you. And interestingly enough, because you look at all this fire here, right? And if you can see too, the coin is, so you're not even paying attention to the fact that this huge coin of opportunity is behind the devil, because he's so in your face hiding this opportunity that you don't even see it, right? But then again, if he just turned around, he'd see it's just a part of who he is. It's part of his psyche. Next week's energy being the Five of Wands. Again, your shadows, you're trying to, I think collectively and personally, we're all feeling the shadow, the last ditch effort of that Capricorn paradigm, right? And I think collectively, we're going to say no to that continued cycle that no longer serves any of us. And so funny enough that I didn't make this connection until just now, but like I said, when we get to the root of our personal shadow, how collectively we're transforming the energy. So see, like I just actually got the hairs on my arm standing up. See how the power in your individual self, doing that shadow work, going deep down. And then by the end of it, you don't just turn around and face your shadow, but you hug your shadow, you love your shadow. You walk hand in hand into the judgment area, into the age of Aquarius. But when we do this on a personal level, we're collectively lessening that power, which is so fascinating. Okay, so let's see. Let's get a clarifier for the devil showing up last week. What clarifier can the tarot give us regarding the devil energy last week? Yeah, okay, so this energy with the devil can definitely be related to your finances. Okay, so there might be something coming up related to your shadow and your relationship with money. All right, and so a reminder, please, when you do that shadow work, you unlock that abundant, like if there's been blocks, 9 times out of 10, it's from your shadow. Because again, even if your shadow isn't serving your good, it's just that inner child inside trying to keep itself safe. All right. So when we can face it, and I love too, that coin that I was talking about. Yeah. You really unlock something related to your relationship with money and karma, good karma with money and being so generous. I mean, Taurus, obviously you're generous. This has something to do with your generosity too, and I love to see it. Okay, so let's see what energy. Interesting. Okay, so the 7 of Swords popping up with the King of Wands, I think is what's leading us to the 5 of Wands next week. Because again, like, think of the cycles of your shadow. And so you face your shadow, you're identifying these blocks, right? And you're like, yes, I'm going to get out there and I'm going to do it and nothing's going to stop me, right? Well, if you don't face your shadow, this stuff creeps up in your head, all right? So pay attention to your thoughts this week, okay? If you're getting this 7 of Swords energy of this betrayal and trickery and, you know, hidden motives, you're really being asked to reassess how you respond and react to betrayal. Very fascinating. All right, so let's clarify this 5 of Wands next week. Can we clarify the 5 of Wands next week? Perfect. Love seeing that. All right, so I do feel like you are identifying this because the 10 of Swords is really indicating that something is coming to an end, all right? Like a fresh start is coming. And this fresh start is coming because you are identifying this shadow side and how to work with it, how to face it, how to embrace it, and how to love yourself, which again, most important part. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, really, I think a lot of this too is related to your thoughts and your thoughts about yourself. Because at the end of the day, we project our shadow and other people project their shadow onto us. But when we see that 7 of Swords energy more, we don't even sometimes identify where it comes from within us. But yeah, lots of fire. My goodness, there's lots of fire. Okay, so let's see what empowering question we have for Taurus for the week of October 16th through October 22nd. You know, maybe that popped in my head. Maybe something in December related to this is going to happen. So pay attention to that because sometimes my Gemini mind says, guides me in ways that I don't even realize. Okay, let's see here. All right. All right. What empowering question do we have? All right. Oh, this is lovely. Okay, so your empowering question for this week is, how do I show love to myself? How do I show love to others? So yeah, I really feel like that is the question to focus on related to, again, your shadow, your relationship with money, because a reminder, not only is your shadow a reflection of you, but your relationship with money is a reflection of your relationship with yourself and others. I really feel like this is going to be really liberating for you, Taurus, and I'm so excited. Because a reminder, we had that solar eclipse in Libra, that new moon, okay? So the power that this has is pushing us forward, but every time we do that, we're going to be reminded of these things that want to keep us in the comfort of what we know until we can fully walk past it. And again, not ignoring it, but facing it and embracing it. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please do like, comment, and share with other people you think it might resonate with. Also, please check out your sun, moon, and rising for a more in-depth look at the week ahead. And if there's a particular planet that you need more insight on, check what sign rules that planet in your chart and watch that corresponding video. And if you don't know what signs rule what planets in your chart, I always link Pam Gregory's free birth chart in every episode description. But yeah, at the end of the day, I really see this, you know, as far as the 6 of coins, like I really see you being up top, you know, that green handout putting, like that's what, when you do your shadow work, I really feel that shifting, that karmic, that financial karma is going to be pretty powerful. So have an amazing, wonderful week, Taurus.